I want to talk today a little bit about the Zohar. It's something that is somewhat appropriate for our days. The Zohar Chadash says, on the Pasuk we read on Tisha B'Av, we read Eicha, Megillat Eicha. I'll tell you the truth. I'm not lying. I don't read Megillat Eicha. I can't listen to it. I really can't. I cannot listen to it. It boils my blood. I get so sad. I feel like my heart is torn. I can't read it. When they read Eicha, I leave. I can't do it. זה ממש קורע לי את הלב. I get so sad. I get physically sick. Parashat Megillat Eicha is the Megillah that Yirmiyahu wrote for the destruction of the first temple. Interesting enough, I saw today that they found in Yerushalayim, in the city of David, they found remnants of houses that were burnt in the first temple. So it's fascinating to see it. So Rabbi Levitis Chozah, Rabbi Levitis, the I won't say prophet, the visionary, said, Eicha yeshva badad, on that pasuk, Eicha yeshva badad ha'ir, it says, Ve'eva ashit bencha uven ha'isha uven zar'acha. On the pasuk in Sefer Bereshit, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, and I'm going to put animosity and hate between you, when he was talking about the snake, and the Adam, man, and his descendants, and so therefore, humans usually don't like snakes. It's, He says, Sinha gdola hayta miyom shenivra ha'olam. There was great hatred from the day the world was created, or from that beginning. Ha'olam misibat etzat hanachash. And that was because that animosity, that hate, was because of the advice that the snake gave Chava at the time. Me'ota sha'a shenitkalkel hu, from that moment that the snake did what he did, and Adam HaRishon got kicked out of Gan Eden. Of course, the question is, why did the Nachash, the snake, did this? What was his problem? Let's put it this way. And why was he punished so severely? So I'll reveal to you a little secret. At that point, the Medrash tells us that the Nachash, the snake, spoke. Was the only other creature besides men that spoke. Because he spoke to Chava. However, there was something that was different between man and snake. Snake could have walked also, and man could walk. Man spoke, and the snake spoke. However, man was created in the image of God. The idea of the snake was to show how inferior humans are, in order to show that the image of God is decreased in the world by doing that. That's why he couldn't take it straight on HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But just close the window because the AC is going on. He couldn't take it straight on HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So therefore, let me take it on human and then just use that as an example to show that I'm just as good, and Chas v'Shalom, God is not that great. So when that happened, there was great animosity, great hatred that came out, and he was in a way kicked out of Sha'ar HaMelech. The snake was kicked out from the gate of the king. And where do you find when you find snakes? Ben Gidrot HaOlam. Well, usually, the first time I saw a snake, by the way, I remember, was going to my parents my grandparents in Etzion. It was a summer. I was walking. The world was different at the time. All of a sudden, next to the fence, I see this huge snake. I was like, "Wow, my goodness!" It was pretty scary. It was giant. So usually you find snakes near fences. However, what Rabbi Levitis does here from this point on, he uses that as a wonderful symbolism. And it says, where do you going to find the snake? But I pay attention, and now you see that everything I've been telling you during this week and last week, how beautiful it falls into the Zohar. He says, Dehainu ben hagdarim ha'elu shebatorah. Usually, you're going to find the snake, and what represents the snake, the evil inclination, and your tendency to violate the word of God. Where are you going to find it? In the boundaries of the Torah. And what do I mean? If a person, for example, is Shomer Shabbat, he's not going to just all of a sudden go and strike a match and make the fire. So what is he going to do? Because that will be a big violation. It's too much. So he's going to go towards the edges of the gader, or what we call the fences, the barriers that we put, and he's going to start, damaging and slowly working on that. For example, muktzeh. Lo tzarich. We can move it this way. Move it the other way. It's no big deal. You started with this, it's like slowly taking bricks out of the house. Eventually the whole house fall apart. Why do I have to eat meat? Why don't I, why can't I eat meat during the 9 days? Why from Rosh Chodesh? Why is this? Why is that? What's the problem? You're not going to go right out and say, you know what? Even though it's not midoraita, it's all midirabanan, it's begeder minhag. But you're not going to say, I'm not fasting on Tisha B'Av. I'm eating. What are you going to do? Slowly. Why do I have to stop eating meat for Sfardim from Rosh Chodesh? I'll continue a little bit further. Next year, you eat on the second day of Chodesh Av. Then you push it all the way to, I'll do it only on Shabbat on Shavua Shechalbo. And then before you know, you're actually eating on that. And the same thing regarding music. Why do I live for music. You don't live for music. Your taste in music is horrific. You want noise, you don't want music. So where are you going to find the Yetzer Hara? In the fences, in the barriers. The Nachash is still there. It's a wonderful symbolism that he's giving here. It says, and who does he go there? Elu hadashim beraglam bagdarim ha'elu she'enam nizharim leshomram. Those who try to kick those fences, you're not going to go and uproot the fence and rip it apart. What are you going to do? Nobody sees, you go give it a little kick like this, right? As you give it the kick, guess what? Comes the little snake and it bites you. And it puts the poison into your neshama, into your spirit. You're not careful. Slowly, you're knocking down the fences. Before you know, the whole thing is down. And it says, and when you do that, the snakes bites you. Oi shematza otam. Oy vey for those who the snake found them. Oy for those who the snake actually bit them. Oy halasina ra'a shenoter, for this hatred that snake has to men. And that's why when the so-called the spiritual snake bites us, we take it out on God, because of the initial idea that the snake had to do. It was a rebellion against God. And we become a tool, an instrument in that. You're playing right to his hands. It says, "Hasinah ra shayta lo ba'isha ha'i." He hated, the snake hated Chava. He wanted a wife also. She was beautiful. Chava was the most beautiful woman ever. Yes, she was much prettier than your mama. She was the most beautiful woman ever. She was the creation of God himself. And he was jealous, he hated her. However, here the Zohar comes and he does a symbolism against that. And what is it? Who is that Isha that the Zohar here is referring to? Isha Yirat Hashem, a woman who is God-fearing is trying to stumble her, puts ideas into her head. Sin'a ra'a natar la, a bitter hatred, he hated her from the day the world was created. Ad sheshavar ota b'shkiva le'afar, as much as the snake violated Chava, so is what we call the Isha. Who is that Isha? Knesset Israel. Until Knesset Israel, because of the Eitzah, the idea, the concept of the snake, Knesset Israel is being down to ashes, reduced to ashes. He says, Eicha yashva badad ha'ir rabbati, am hayta. Istakel ba'otiyot. If you take this pasuk, look at the letters. Sheberosh kol milah b'milah. And look at the letters in every single word. And you're going to find the word, ותמצא נטירה של איבה, איבה רעה, איכה ישבה בדד העיר. The first letter will make איבה, animosity, hatred. And we all know that because of sinat chinam, the house was destroyed and Am Yisrael went to exile of over 2,000 years. Hatred. And why do we hate each other? Because of that snake. Because we don't all make an effort to secure the fences. If you were a rancher, every morning you would do patrol. If you were in the army, right? היית בחיל האוויר. עושים על הגדר, סיבוב על הגדר. Every day, every hour, you patrol the fence. Because you know that if there is a break in the fence, that means bad news for you. If you're a rancher, you're going to have some cattle or some horses running in or out. You're going to destroy it. Or somebody's trying to steal. And if you're in a base, you don't know some Hajis Mujahideen pajama wearers are going to come in and try to blast you away. So you need to, where you go to patrol? The fence. The fence is the first indication of something bad happening. If there is a hole there, you got to worry. I should patrol the streets of the base. No, it's going to be too late. Patrol the bases, the fences. That's why we say, Kol ha'poretz gader ishachenu nachash. That's what Chachamim said. If you break the barriers of a minhag, a snake will bite you. And that's exactly what Chachamim mean. Why do you hate a fellow Jew? Why there is hatred in your heart? It is a foreign thing to us as humans and especially as Jews. Aren't we, even as humans, aren't we all brothers? We are all children of Adam. As Jews, aren't we all children of Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov? How is it possible that we hate each other? How is it possible that there is animosity? It's probably a bug that it's in us. What is that bug? Is that. How do we overcome it? We have to secure the fences. We have to patrol and enforce those fences to make sure that they're protecting us. It says, the hatred that Nachash, that snake, had to the Kedusha, for the holiness, until the Temple Mount was destroyed. כי איבה רעה נרשמת באותיות הראשונות של איכה. איכה ישבה. Great hatred, great animosity. שהנחש היה נותר לה לאותה אשת חיל, and the snake held this grudge and waited for the opportunity for that great woman. בשבירת בית המקדש שתהיה שוכבת באפר. The same thing, destroying Beit HaMikdash, similar to what the snake did to Chava. We have to understand that. There is always a spiritual aspect to physical things. And there is a reason. And mainly it's the spiritual things that are the catalyst for our actions. And if you find yourself doing something wrong, it's because something spiritually is not good there. You need to work on yourself. וזהו שכתוב, כאלמנה רבתי בגויים שריתי במדינות הייתה למס. right? So I was like a widow in a foreign country. And that's what happened to us, to Am Yisrael. Am Yisrael is mourning like a widow. Today is the yahrzeit of my best friend, one of my best friends. Chaver Sheli. He was niftar, he died, we were in the army, in the Air Force. Niftar Gimel Be'av, today is Gimel Be'av, 1981. My dear friend, Rami Ben Yaakov and Nelly. We were so much alike that our mothers used to confuse us. I had another friend, Baruch Hashem, Shechiat 120 Shana. We were like inseparable. And you know, I remember his fiancée, she was mourning him for years. And I couldn't understand. I said, well, go on with your life. The love that she had to him. We used to call her the unmarried widow. You don't understand what does it mean to all of a sudden die at 19 years old. The loss, the emptiness, the place in the heart that is always going to be missing. Unbelievable how years go by. And I said, all of a sudden, I was davening today. It's very weird. I was davening today. And all of a sudden, he came to my head. I said, what's today's date? I said, Gimel B'Av. Today is his yahrzeit. Am Yisrael is mourning the destruction of Beit HaMikdash for so many years. Almost 2,000 years. 2017 minus 70. That's the minyan of the destruction of the temple. 68, should I say. And this is all because of hatred. This is all because we cut corners, Rabotai. This is all because we don't secure our fences. And that's what the Zohar is trying to tell us. The shvira, the destruction of Beit HaMikdash, b'shvirat Knesset Israel, breaking what is so-called Knesset Israel. And I'm worried. I'm very worried. 2 weeks ago, they killed 2 policemen on the Temple Mount. They brought guns to quote-unquote their holy place. They didn't care about desecration of the holy place. They brought guns and they killed 2 policemen there. Israel, as a retaliation, said, as a caution, said, okay, we're going to put metal detectors. Vatehom kol ha'ir. Everybody, from Erdogan, the drunkard Turk, that still thinks he's a caliph or some kind of a sultan, to the thousands of Arabs demonstrating and rioting in Israel. So, okay, fine, we'll take those things down. No, you're going to take the cameras down also. I don't see any Jew rioting in the streets. Why is it that we don't care? Did we really truly give up on Yerushalayim? The war and that fighting in Israel is not about metal detectors or about security cameras. It's about showing who is sovereign over the Temple Mount, over Yerushalayim and over Eretz Israel. Why don't we care? Why don't we take it to the streets? Why don't we demonstrate? Because the snake, the poison, is simply spreading too much into us. If you get bitten by a snake, slowly, parts of your body are going to start to simply die until you, or the nerve system, depends on what kind of a bite it is, it will spread up and you'll die. Is this what's happened to us? Is the snake, did we break too much of the fences for the venom to really take such a big hit on us that we don't care anymore? Why do we keep on hating one another? Why can't we see another Jew succeed? The reason is because we cut too many corners. We're looking for too many loopholes. We're not doing everything lechatchila to begin with. Everything is b'di'evet, a secondary. And that's exactly this. And he says the following. Eicha shenidbeka la'iva ha'rai shehi kol hanachash. Eicha, how is it that we got contaminated with the voice of the snake that keep telling us to hate one another? כל מר של הבחייה ברקיעים האלו שברקיעים קוראים איכה. In the heavens they said, how is this possible? And we continue doing that. ומהצד האחר קוראים איכה, זה שהוא הכתוב, ואיבה עשית בינך ובין האישה, עשית בינך ובין האישה, בין צד זה ובין צד זה. There is hatred between the Jews, between this side and that side, ספרדים, אשכנזים, Chilonim, Chatulim, whatever it is. And by doing so, Nimtza Hashem bechurban Beit HaMikdash. We are desecrating the name of God by this hatred, as a result of that, by the destruction of Beit HaMikdash. And the fact that we don't care about that says a lot about us and how about little we do. ובפסוק הראשון של מגילת איכה, it says everything, it says there in the initials, in the first pasuk of parashat איכה, of מגילת איכה, לדעת שאיכה זה הדביק לה איכה רעה שהנחש נתן לה מיום שנדמר מן העולם. The destruction of Beit HaMikdash was determined already in the hatred of the Nachash. So we know how it happened, and we know how to fix it, and it is our job to fix it. So if you really care, open your mouth. Open your mouth about Yerushalayim. Open your mouth about the Temple Mount. If you see two Jews talking or fighting with each other, go give them tochecha. How can you hate each other? Isn't it enough that the goyim hate you? You need to hate yourself also. Try to bring peace between one another. Try to straighten out the fences. Do not look to loopholes. Learn more. Become more knowledgeable. Become more aware of why and how you do things. Don't chase after the dollar, because that's not going to give you more yirah, more love. It's going to give you more hate. Because if you open a business and I open a business, and you take my business, I hate you. However, kinat sofrim tarbe chokhmah. The more you learn, the better you are. So, Abotai, that's the only way to fix. And it is your job. Do not wait for somebody to do so. Don't wait for some anointed one to come out of his nowhere and with drums and trumpets and shofarot and to do the work for you. He is not going to do the work for you. Salvation is not going to come because somebody is going to come and do your job. That's not the way of Judaism. Salvation comes because you are saving yourself. You need to do what you need to do. You do that, hey, it's not too far. Yes? Tisha B'Av is in a few days, right? Next Tuesday, Be'ezrat Hashem. And why is it Be'ezrat Hashem? Because we can still fix it. We can still change it. We could still change it. And not for nothing, the day that Tisha B'Av falls is the day that Leila Seder falls. Leila Seder always falls on the same day that Tisha B'Av falls. The same day. of the week, the same day, to tell you that the Geulah, salvation, and destruction are two opposites. There's no in between. Either you destroy or you build. Either you're free or you're a slave. There's no in between. It's up to you what you're going to do. It's up to you when you decide. And you could see, when we were redeemed from Mitzrayim, it was up to us. Get up and go. Leave your dollars in Egypt. Get up and go. And that's what we should be doing. Each one should become a force, united and not divided, to abolish hate and hatred, first of all among us, and second among all people in the world. למען ידעו כל עמי הארץ כי אתה הוא האלוקים בשמיים מעל ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. Have a good day.